Black woman. Beautiful, powerful, resilient female of African descent with skin kissed by the sun. Conversation. A talk, especially an informal one between two or more people in which news and ideas are exchanged. We love being Black women. Black women are ambitious. Black women are confident. Black women are diligent. We are tenacious. We walk out of our houses put together. We are many shades and personalities of fabulous. But we as Black women don't talk about our dilemmas, current events, and what's going on every day that affects us. So, we created this podcast as a way to laugh together, cry together, and have an open conversation about life as Black women.
Oh, that's deep. Black Women Conversation.
Hey, Nicole.
Hey, Janine.
How's your week been?
My week has been such a cluster, okay? The movers came, messed up all my stuff. First of all, the movers were supposed to be there. Their window was October 29th through November 4th, okay? They were 4 days late, and so they had to discount me for the days that they ran late. Okay, but that took an arm and a leg to get a new invoice. So while I was trying to get a new invoice, the movers were just sitting out there waiting, right? Because they have to wait for payment before they start offloading the truck. Okay, so hour and a half later, they offload the truck. Why do they not know where to put anything, Janine? That's because nothing has labels on it, except for the stuff that was in the master bedroom. That one did say master bedroom because that was the lead crew member. The rest of his crew didn't label nothing. So I had to sit there, open all the boxes, and tell people where to go and where to put things, right? Which is annoying because I was working that morning. So I'm between patients, opening boxes. Okay, this goes in the kitchen. Okay, this goes in the bedroom upstairs to the right. I mean, just craziness. Then the piano people got there because the piano service is a specialty service that's subcontracted. So they have to come and lock the keys in Houston. And then when it arrives, another company comes and unlocks the keys, puts the legs back on, make sure everything's set up, right? So he can't find any legs. He's like, where are the legs? Nobody knows where the piano legs are. They were in a random kitchen box. Okay. Thank God we found it. After looking for about 45 minutes, he puts the legs on, puts the pedals back on the piano. Everything's good, right? Not so good. He's like, where's your bench? I don't know. They're looking all over the place. They're looking all the boxes. We have no idea where the piano bench is, right? So then we have to file a complaint. We don't know where the piano bench. Piano bench is lost. Now, this is not one of these cheapy pianos, okay? We got a baby grand. We got a Steinway, okay? It ain't a cheap. So now I'm pissed because I'm like, now we got to buy a new bench. Whatever. We'll follow with the insurance. Hopefully they'll reimburse us fully, right? We keep going. I see that Harrison's bookshelf, the little one that has the propeller on the front, the plain bookshelf is broken. I'm like, okay, we got to file that. You know, everything's like, gotta file. So I was trying to look for my Lovenox last night because, you know, I have a history. If y'all listen to Pregnancy Pearls, y'all know I have a history of blood clots during pregnancy. So I have to take blood thinners. And on an 8-hour flight, which I'm in Hawaii, I usually take Lovenox while I'm on my trip away because I want to live, right? So I went through all the boxes and something told us, start pulling the clothes out of the boxes. We start pulling the clothes out of the boxes, you know, the garment boxes where the clothes are just on the hanger. They're just on the rail inside the box. Then we noticed that, wait a minute. There's random stuff in the bottoms of the boxes. And when I say random stuff, I mean like little like USBs down there at the bottom, coins, pins, little hard drives. I mean, just anything you could think of that they might have taken out of a drawer and just literally dumped it in there, right? So finally, I found my Lovenox. So I was like, okay, at least I found that. Whatever, we're worried about everything else. So I'm laying in bed. James and I are talking about how horrible the Packers were. And he's like, well, at least you can ride your Peloton on the mornings you don't go to the gym. Wait a minute, Peloton? Wait a minute, Janine. We literally had to get up, go to the basement, and see if the Peloton ever made it into the house. It never made it into the house. Our Peloton, gone. Didn't make it off the truck. No Peloton, $2,500 bike, it's gone.
How does one lose an entire Peloton bike?
Girl, listen. I don't know, but I'm telling you, if they don't reimburse me, I'm gonna have to act a whole donkey.
I don't blame you. First of all, let me say, having seen this baby grand that you have at your house, I would have been steaming hot mad to begin with when they lost the legs. But they found the legs, so I know it might have been okay. But how am I supposed to play the piano? Standing up? Like, I don't know that I wouldn't have acted a whole donkey, but you were doing the right thing because the movers themselves were not responsible for your things being missing. But I don't know that I wouldn't have acted a donkey right then and there. And then for me to lay down and wake up and not even wake up, but lay down and think about and look for and not find an entire bike. Like, the bike is bigger than you. How do you lose that? I'm just curious.
I don't know. Apparently the bike got offloaded to some warehouse and then reloaded based on where stuff was being distributed. Now, apparently is a broker, right? So they can subcontract jobs out. I didn't know that. The $20,000 I paid to get my stuff relocated didn't know that. You know, we thought that they were a carrier, right? And when you look them up, it says that they're a carrier. So I was very confused as to why my stuff ever went to a warehouse. I didn't know, especially when it should have been delivered. Literally, the time frame was 2 to 4 days after the pickup. So that don't sound like anything is going to get uploaded. It sounds like it may take you 2-4 days to drive across 4 states in a big old truck. Okay. I did not know that, but I've learned today, and as many moves as we've done, this is the first time that I've moved with this kind of issue. Lord, never again.
I'm sorry that you went through that because it already feels very uncomfortable to move, but then to move and have things like that happen, I'm sorry. That sucks.
You know what? It's all good. It's material things, though. I have to remind myself, it's material. It's all good. We will move forward and move on, right? It'll be okay. It'll be all right. Janine, how was your week, dear?
Well, it clearly was better than yours. I mean, I feel bad. Like, I feel like I should say that my week was terrible. It wasn't bad. It was not bad this week. Pray for my dad. He's been like having some weird, like janky kind of health situations. He's doing well now, but like, you know, every now and then he likes to give us a scare and I'd be a little worried. You know, I'm anxious.
Well, you didn't tell me anything was going on with your dad. We'll definitely be praying for him. I mean, Janine, you just been like doing whatever you need to do. Don't tell nobody anything going on with the family.
Yeah, girl. He gave us a scare. He was supposed to be going for, you know, routine kind of procedure and he didn't feel good. And the thing about my father is he's very much like me. He's not going to go to the hospital if he does not have to. So when he asks to go to the hospital, you now know like it's important. He needs to go. So he went and he's still there. And, you know, they're going to give him a good check over before he comes home. But he's watching the game. You know, we hooked him up to be able to watch the game on his little phone. So he's doing better. But I don't, how do I put this? I don't get very hype and like overly excited when things happen like this. I try to stay calm, but sometimes I just like, it's a little nerve wracking. But on a much more positive note, we're recording this. Now we've had an episode since the election, so y'all don't come for us. But we are recording this 2 days after the election. I'm super excited to say that Wes Moore is now the first Black governor of the great state of Maryland. And he is only the third Black governor in the history of the United States, which I did not know until I saw it come across MSNBC, which it kind of made me feel like a little some kind of way that we've only had 3 Black governors ever. But he is the third Black governor in the United States. And I am super excited. Every time I see him, he gives me our forever president vibes. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do in office and excited to see where his political career goes from here. I'm really excited.
Well, I'm excited too. I mean, at least we got one win because the rest of the election, sitting back watching, I was like, are you serious? Oh my God, are you serious? Because I mean, the Georgia election, oh Lord, it was just not good.
Before we get to Georgia, can we go to the fact that your other state that you just left? How did we get Governor Hot Wheels back in office?
Girl, Texas is painted blood red. I thought you knew. We knew Beto had no chance. Beto was just running for PR. Okay. Beto can do something else, you know, run for senator or something. But we knew that he was not going to win governor. Abbott was going to win hands down. We already knew that. You got to realize the only places in all of Texas that's even purple, Houston and Dallas. Everything else is blood red.
I understand, but some things are just like common sense to me, regardless where your political lines are. If I lived in a state, regardless of what I felt about being a Democrat or being a Republican. If I lived in a state where I did not have autonomy over my own body, I would vote against it. And it just seems logical to me, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't understand what's going on down there, but I'm glad that you don't live there anymore, because that's not good. Back to Georgia. Can someone help me understand why we think that Herschel Walker will be able to do anything? The man can barely speak. Who is voting for him?
Let me help you, because a friend of mine who's from Georgia had to break this down for me yesterday. Herschel has been told what to do all his life. This is how it was explained to me, right? He ran for the Republican spot against Warnock, who is the incumbent Democrat. They think that Herschel, because he's been told what to do all his life, he can be controlled by Republican leaders. So he's just like a step and fetch it boy. That's how it was explained to me, okay, as to why they wanted him in office. But now they're in the runoff. We'll see.
Yeah, now let me tell you something. The one thing that I do know is that Raphael Warnock down there, he has been in this position before. Do you remember how he got into office to begin with? There was a runoff. So Herschel Walker, step and fetch boy, whatever you want to call him, is not, well, I'm going to speak it into existence now. He is not going to be in office. I have a very difficult time going against logic, as you all have probably figured out at this point. How on God's green earth are we putting someone in charge of something who can barely speak the King's English? Why? Just why? Someone make that make sense to me. I don't care how much you can tell him and control him and make him do what you want him to do and be the puppet master. I don't care about that. I'm just trying to figure out, if he cannot communicate clearly, what is he supposed to run?
Well, Janine, everybody knows the staffers run Capitol Hill. It's like a whole bunch of 20, 30-year-olds that run Capitol Hill. You and I both know that. So somebody's going to tell him who to vote for. And since he doesn't use his own logic, and you're right, he's a little lacking. I don't want to say something too bad, because I don't know the man personally, right? Maybe he'll do a good job. But from what I can see, it's just a whole bunch of scandal after scandal after scandal. Now, Warnock is not without scandal. We'll see what happens during the runoff, though. We will see what happens.
But before we get to the runoff, I'm going on vacation. I'm not going to work. I'm not even bringing my computer. I'm going on a vacation.
What? Y'all know Janine been working like nobody can get in touch with her. I am so proud of you for taking a break. You deserve it, girl. You've been working hard.
Thank you, girl. I feel like I'm old, so I am looking forward to laying on a beach, and I got my Black Girl sunscreen, so I'm not going to get melanoma. I'm going to lay on a beach, and I'm not going to have any time restraints, and I'm going to do what I want to do, which is going to be a lot of reading and a lot of sleeping. And there's some other things I'm going to do too, but I'm not going to tell y'all because that stuff is private. But I'm going on vacation.
Where we going, Janine?
We're just going to Cabo.
We're just going to Cabo. Just to Cabo.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to like Dubai. I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, but I show y'all these bathing suits that I got with a good cover up, because this cellulite is looking like I'm a whole 45 and I'm not even 40 yet. So yeah, girl.
Girl, please. I say let it all hang out. Let it hang out. Let it hang out. And Cabo is one of my favorite places in Mexico to go. Love Cabo. I hope y'all have a fantastic time. How long y'all gonna be down there?
We'll be back next week at this time.
Oh, well, you guys enjoy. And I wonder how our listeners have been this week. How y'all been doing?
Y'all been talking to us, and we appreciate you. Make sure that you continue to talk to us. You can log onto our website. Oh, that's deep. BWC.com. And there's a talk feature. You can talk to us, and then you can rate us and review us. And make sure you subscribe in so you don't miss anything.
And don't forget to share us with your friends. All right, Janine. So what's on your timeline this week?
Side chicks. Side chicks are on our timeline. Now, Nicole, let me be very clear before we even get an email, a phone call, or anything. Let me be clear. I do not endorse the concept of side chicks, but we are in a day and age where we have to be mindful that there are people who live very different lives than we do. They live their life in a different manner than we do. And they live their life when I might not necessarily agree with these things and the way that these people live their lives. We have to respect the fact that they have the right and should have the freedom to do what makes them happy. So that is my disclaimer. I will not say it again. So back to the side chicks. Nicole, I came across this post, and the post chick who apparently had violated the side chick rules, which I was unaware that there were side chick rules, but apparently there are some side chick rules. And this particular man had a side chick that was violating said rules. So he came up with a contract for his side chick. And the contract states the rules for being a side chick very explicitly. And subsequently, if you agree to this, you can be a good side chick, right? So here are the rules. It says, number 1, you are the other woman. This does not mean that you are the only other woman, so act accordingly. Number 2, please focus on the stolen moments that we spend together. Do not concern yourself with my whereabouts when we are apart. Frankly speaking, my life outside of our time together is not your concern. Number 3 says, be comfortable with who you are to me. Do not mention my wife or my main woman, as she is not your concern. Do not compare yourself to my main chick in any way, and do not attempt to contact her. To do so would be a breach of our contract. Number 4, anticipate frequent changes in our plans. For the most part, a spur of the moment escape is the best I can do. Number 5, you must understand that maintaining a positive vibe while we are in each other's company is vital to the success of our situationship. No bickering, no nagging, and no complaining about broken promises that I can't keep. Number 6, we are secret lovers. We can't blast our situationship to the world. Please don't tag me on social media. Don't send me invitations to your work, family functions, and major holidays most likely will be missed. Number 7, no discussions about where the situationship is headed. We are where we will be. Together in the moment, enjoy it. Number 8, yes, I'm still sleeping with my significant other. Again, focus on our time together and not what I do while we are apart. Number 9, I'm not interested in bringing a child into our situationship. By the way, an unplanned pregnancy will not force a relationship commitment, nor will it guarantee a promotion to a main chick status for you. Number 10, there are no guarantees about the outcome of our situationship except one. I am a cheater at heart, and that won't change unless I want it to. Until that happens, if you are promoted to the main chick, please know that yet another side chick will fill the vacancy that you've left behind. So those are the rules, supposedly, of being a side chick. Now, Nicole, I Googled to see if this was just a random man's thoughts or if this was what people were out here doing. And I found so many side chick contracts. So apparently, we're out here signing contracts to ride the bench of a team like we're about to be the star quarterback. To each their own. But I really want better for us. What do you think about this, Nicole? Like, what do you think about this whole side chick phenomenon?
Girl, I think it's hilarious. When I was reading, I was like, ah! First of all, the fact that side pieces have a contract, I think is just hilarious. That's a strict contract. I'm wondering, what does she get out of the contract besides spending time with little old him? Like, do we get a house out of the contract? We get taken care of? We don't got to work? Like, what are the side pieces getting out of the contract? Because the contract seemed pretty steep to me. Seems sort of kind of one-sided to me. But I do think it's hilarious to put it in writing, because if you think about the concept of a side piece, those are really the unwritten rules. And when you know you're involved with somebody, you know those are the rules, right? So you know you're not spending any holidays and you know you're not going on family vacation with them. You know it, right? Because you're the side chick. So I completely get the unspoken rules. It's just funny. And it's like almost like, ooh, ouch. Ooh. But you know what you signed up for, girl. So go ahead. Hopefully you get something out of the deal. Hopefully it's not one-sided is all I have to say about it.
I don't understand the concept because I don't like to share my man. That's just not something that I'm into. I'll share anything else. I'll share my house with you. I'll share my clothes with you. Like, you can share anything else. We don't need to share a man. But I will say this. I had a coworker once that would constantly be with married men. She would be with married men, separated men, and occasionally she would be with like a recently divorced man, right? Like one that was kind of just getting out of the divorce and the woman was still kind of hanging on for dear life, that kind. And she never was with someone that was completely detached, like ever. And I believe she even had children. As a matter of fact, she did have children by a married man, right? And I asked her one day, I said, like, why don't you want to be with a man that's just yours? Like, one free and clear, right? And basically she said to me that she didn't want the headache or the responsibility of having a man of her own. She said that she didn't want to be accountable to anyone except for her children. And she said that she would trade off not having a few holidays for a holiday or two, or not having the constant headache of being responsible for a man. So while I disagree with the concept of a side chick, it is something a little bit freeing about the fact that you don't have to be responsible for someone else. Not saying that we really have to be responsible for our husbands, but like, when she's done or tired or the man's getting on her nerves, the man goes to where he's going to and she's going to where she's going to. Again, Janine is not co-signing the concept of a side chick, but I understand the concept of a side chick.
Yeah, but she can do that with a man that's single. Like, there's no reason for her to have to do that with somebody that's married. Like, there are a lot of men that will basically have intercourse with you with no strings attached. So she sounds silly even saying that. Like, you can meet somebody and be like, okay, listen, I just want the D. Okay. I want to hook up every now and then. I want somebody to be able to take me out every now and then. If I want to go on a trip, you're the person I'm going to bring, and I'm only going to have intercourse with you, but I don't want no strings attached. I don't know nobody that won't sign up for that. So the fact that she's like, oh, I'm going to get a married man so I don't have to take care of, all the emotional things that come with it and take care of a husband, she sounds silly.
Yeah, but here's the other thing, Nicole. If you know that you don't want to be in a relationship, right? And I can speak to this portion of the conversation from experience. There have been many times where I've known that I didn't want to be in a relationship and I've been kicking it with a dude and he's like, oh yeah, I don't want a relationship either. And then all of a sudden, a month or two down the line, he's like, so where's this going? Nowhere, my dude. Not a place, because I'm not interested. Like, that's not what this is. So I understand why it's easier, because the married man is not going to come to you and be like, oh my goodness, I just want to be with you forever, because you already with somebody forever. So go be with them forever. Right. But I'm also with you. Like, you don't have to be with somebody that's married. Somebody out there is going to give you what you want. Right. And for me personally, I'm sorry. I want to wear matching pajamas and open up Christmas presents on Christmas morning. I'm not trying to open up Christmas presents on Christmas Eve or the day after Christmas. I'm not trying to do that. And I want to post my matching pajama pictures on the internet, because I'm sorry, I'm not anybody's secret. That's just not going to happen. But that's just me. I don't know. Maybe not judging, but that's how Janine feels.
No, I completely agree. I definitely agree with the matching pajamas and open up Christmas gifts. That's a real thing. And I definitely agree. I don't want to be kept anybody's secret. However, if you think that these married men are not leaving their wives for these side pieces, girl, you crazy. All I'm saying is, if you think you're going to be the side piece because you are not going to get a man to be like, where are we going with this? Sometimes that's not what happens. You be looking like, I thought I was just a side piece. I was just trying to get a little D, and now you're trying to be in a relationship, trying to leave your wife for me. What's going on?
Yeah, Nicole, that's real. Because I've seen that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, well, wait a second. 5 minutes ago, y'all was just kicking it. And now all of a sudden, somebody's knocking at your door and you don't even want this man. So what's happening? I feel you on that one.
Right. So just make it clear. Make it real clear what you want to do with these men, whether you are the side piece or not. Make sure you know what you want to do. And if you're the side piece and you know you're the side piece, just stay in your lane. Don't expect this man to uproot his life for you.
I think that that's the theme of this episode. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. That's what that contract was about. Staying in your lane. It's like driving in New York City. Stay in your lane.
All right, Johnny. So are you ready for some of these letters from our listeners that are a trip this week?
Yes, girl. Let's do it.
All right. So my letter reads, Nicole and Johnny, my husband has a side piece. I know about her and I actually like her. I met her in passing. We have the same nail tech and she lives in a condo at the front of our subdivision. My husband and I have been married for 14 years now. We are best friends, but have way different schedules and sexually just grew apart. We have 2 kids though, and we love each other's company. One day I saw him flirting in the grocery store with this girl. Since my husband is my best friend, I asked, was he attracted to her? He said yes. So I told him he should call her. They've been dating now for 2 years. I've secretly been getting to know her, purposely scheduling my nail appointments around the same time as hers. And you know what? I like the chick. She's cool. So one day I told her I knew about her and my husband. She was in shock, but I told her it was okay, which confused her. She said my husband told her he had a wife, but she didn't realize I knew the details. Now we hang out when my husband isn't around. I'm thinking about inviting her to Thanksgiving. Would that be weird? Is this considered an open marriage? And by the way, I know y'all can't believe I gave my husband permission to date, but I have a side piece too. In my case, my husband doesn't know about him and really doesn't want to know. Now, back to my husband. Is it strange to be friends with the side chick, Mallory?
Mallory, you can be friends with whoever you like to be friends with. And I honestly don't think that it's weird. You said your husband is your best friend. But what I want you to acknowledge is that what you're entering into looks much more like polyamory than it looks like your husband and you having side pieces. And I'm going to say this because you all had a conversation about it and you said, oh, do you think that she's attractive? You have now gotten to know this woman and essentially you kind of gave your husband permission. Now, here's where you went wrong with me, Mallory. Your husband has kind of been open and honest with you about this, right? Kind of. You, on the other hand, are saying that your husband doesn't want to know. Maybe that's the arrangement that you all have. I could be wrong, but maybe he doesn't want to know. But if this is what you all are going to do to be safe and to be open and honest and both physically and mentally and emotionally safe, why don't you all just enter into a polyamorous relationship? If you and your husband are no longer sexually compatible, but you are best friends, because apartment at the front of the complex, why don't you all just come together and be a happy family? Now, if that's not what you're planning on doing, you about to have a real awkward Thanksgiving. Just because, why? Why are you inviting the side chick to Thanksgiving? I'm just curious. This your good Judy girlfriend now, it sounds like. But it's also your husband's good Judy girlfriend too. So it's either going to be super awkward or y'all about to have some sort of orgy. I say I don't know, maybe it's me, but I say if we're all going to just be open and honest about the situation, we might as well just all play in the same kiddie pool. What do you think, Nicole?
I don't like the kiddie pool. That's what I think. And I don't play in the kiddie pool. I think it's sort of kind of cool that she is basically grooming this woman to be the side piece. And I think that she's almost doing it to distract her husband from the fact that she has a side piece that she probably is really feeling. Now, my question is, are you grooming this woman to be with your husband because you're going to leave your husband and be with your side piece? Is that why you haven't told your husband? Or are you like, no, I love my husband. We're best friends. I just like this girl. And since I like her so much, I just want to include her. It does sound like you're trying to groom a sister wife, though. I'm just saying. Now, I don't believe that women are supposed to share a house, so I'm not going to tell you to move her in their house. But if you're getting along with her, and if it's not broke, hey, whatever. If that's what you and your husband decided, I'm great. As long as it doesn't involve children in the bedroom. If you like it, I love it. If you want to have sex with her too, great. If that's what y'all agreed on, great. Now, Janine has a problem with you not telling your husband about your side piece. I don't have a problem with that, okay? Because if y'all have already said you're going to have side pieces, he don't even know that you actually have one. Don't no man want to hear about their wife getting stuck and jug and done all that stuff by some other man. That's going to cause problems in your relationship. So I say, yeah, girl, get your swerve on the side. Your husband already knows what it is. She can't really get mad. Don't throw it in his face. Go get yourself, have a good time somewhere else outside of your husband's face. As long as he doesn't live in the front of the subdivision, then you're doing just fine. So no, I don't think it's weird. No, I would not introduce the kids to this woman as a side piece at Thanksgiving. If you do decide to bring it, I would introduce her as mommy's friend. Okay. That's what I would introduce, because these kids are probably not quite teens yet, because y'all been married for 14 years. Unless, well, I mean, I guess you could have, had kids old, had kids got married later. But for the most part, it sounds like the kids are still in your household. So I wouldn't introduce the kids to her as like the side piece or anything like that. I would just introduce her as a family friend. But no, I don't think it's weird. I think you're smart to not tell your husband about your side piece. And I think that it's smart to know who your husband's involved with. Now, when he gets himself another side piece, are you going to tell her he's cheating on us? What are you going to say then?
Okay, Nicole, I hear you. I agree with most of what you said. I don't agree with, if the husband feels like he can have a side piece, then it is his now obligation. Now, he might not want to hear about his wife getting stuck in jug, like you said, but that's what you have to hear after you are out here stucking and jugging someone else. That's how I feel. If we're going to be open and honest, everybody needs to be open and honest, and everything needs to be laid out on the table. That's how I feel. If it's good for the goose, it needs to be good for the gander too. We're not having different rules in this house, okay?
Don't listen to her. Janine gonna have you lose your whole household. Don't you tell that man you getting stuck by nobody else. He ain't gonna like it. You know your husband's not gonna like it. She knows. She already know. Don't you go being honest now. Hey, listen. Don't do that. Don't do it.
I'm just saying, I think that if we about to be honest, everybody needs to be honest, Nicole. We can't pick and choose. We can't. If you can't be honest with your husband, then he's not your best friend like you're saying that he is. And also, if you can't be honest with your husband, then y'all don't need to be out here having side pieces. That's just how this works.
It sounds like they have been honest in saying they're going to have side pieces. He just doesn't have a confirmation of her side piece, and he doesn't know who the side piece is. Listen, sometimes you don't want to know who you involved with. No, don't. Listen, if he's not questioning you, if he's not insecure, leave that where it is and keep it moving. That's not the question she asked. Johnny, she didn't ask your advice about the side piece, like telling her the side piece. She didn't say that. She asked, is it weird that she likes her husband's side piece? So we're not going to discuss her. Okay, leave her alone. Let her have her good jug and stick and jug or whatever she wants to get. Let her have it. She didn't ask our advice. She don't want it. Okay.
Someone once told me, a wise woman once told me, that knowledge equals action. So when she wrote in and gave us the knowledge that she had a side piece, I took action and gave her my advice. You're welcome.
All right. Now, Mallory, don't go listen to Janine, and I'm going to move on before she says another word and ask her, Janine, what does your letter read?
My letter says, Nicole and Janine, I need help. My brother is a piece of shit. He has always had toxic relationships, and he's always dishonest and manipulative. My best friend Terry has seen how ridiculous my brother treats his girlfriends over the years. We've even talked about how much of a scumbag he is. Terry recently got a divorce after 15 years of marriage. And what does she do? You guessed it, she starts sleeping with my brother. She thought they were going to be together. I'm not sure why she thought that or what could have possibly given her that idea. Not to mention, they've only been together for a few months. While I wasn't sure if he was up to his usual antics and sleeping with other people, I found out that he was when he came to our cousin's baby shower with his very pregnant ex-girlfriend. My friend Terry found out and is now going around saying that his ex is trying to trap him into a relationship by getting pregnant, and how my brother loves her and will be crawling back to her in no time. The fact that she is expecting anything from my brother is a bit insane to me. Ladies, how can I let my best friend know that my brother is very much with his pregnant ex and suggest that she move on without ruining our friendship? Please let me know. Signed, Tracy.
Tracy, you've already told your best friend that your brother was a piece of shit. She's been warned. So why are we worried about whether or not she gets her feelings hurt? Or I wouldn't even address that. Like, you've been warned. I told you my brother was a hoe. He was a piece of shit. You wouldn't jumped on the D anyway, right? So you took it upon yourself to jump on that horse. You're going to have to climb on out. That's going to be up to you. But if you want to keep riding a horse, to each his own, honey. I just hope you have a saddle and you have your spurs on, because guess what? You're getting used and abused, and I told you that's what was going to happen. So I wouldn't even worry about it. Your brother obviously is a dog. He going to have this baby by his ex-girlfriend. She's an ex for a reason. And then he's going to co-parent this baby. And he going to move on to the next thing. That's just what he does. But let me say, your brother must be a looker. He must have a mouthpiece. He must have something. He done pulled your best friend, and you, after you done called him all kind of names and said he was a dirty dog. Your brother has to have some good deed for women to be fawning over him like this.
So listen, Tracy, I think I'm with Nicole on this one. You're going to have to let all of this go. Your brother's relationship with your best friend is really not going to be any of your business. Nicole, I'm sitting here thinking, why on God's green earth are all these women? You got a pregnant ex-girlfriend, and your best friend is who just got a divorce is telling the people that the pregnant ex-girlfriend is trying to trap your brother, and your brother's a scumbag. And what in the world? What is he out here doing? And can you send us a picture of your brother? I mean, no, don't send us a picture. Please don't, because we don't want to get added to his roster. But I'm curious as to what your brother is out here telling and doing to these ladies that is causing them to just fall head over heels for him and ignore all red flags to be with him. I'm just curious. So please, Tracy, write it and tell us, because I don't have no advice for you to tell your best friend, because it ain't none of your business. If she wants to continue along with the man, with the pregnant ex-girlfriend who is his current girlfriend, and she wants to continue to play this role that she's playing, let her. If that's what makes her happy, Tracy, let her do what makes her happy. I didn't hear about near marriage in this situation. So if this is what they want to do, these people are grown. And as Nicole said, as long as there are no children involved, go ahead, go forth and be married. I don't know what to tell you, Tracy. I'm sorry. I'd let them be happy.
All right, Johnny. So what did you learn new this week?
Okay, Nicole. So I think that we've already had this statistic before, but I wanted to reiterate it because I was reminded of it this week. About 30 to 60% of all married people, so not couples, but married individual members of the married couple, will engage in infidelity at some point in their marriage. 30 to 60 people means 30 to 60%. So that is according to medicaldaily.com. So anywhere between 30 and 60% of people are out here being unfaithful. But then, to a point that you made earlier, Nicole, 3 to 5% of married men are actually leaving their wives and divorcing their wives for the side chick. So, ladies, if you want to be a side chick and want to then propel that into a relationship, you need to go find this 3 to 5% of these men that are leaving their wives for the side chick. What did you learn new this week, Nicole?
So there's this article on hackspirit.com. Now, I don't really know what this website is, but whatever. I thought it was interesting. And it was 10 reasons being the side chick hurts. You ready for them?
Yep, give them to us.
Number 1, you will always be a dirty little secret. Ooh, didn't that hurt? Oh, that hurt. Number 2, you'll never be his first priority. Number 3, you could be sitting around waiting for him forever. Number 4, you're just being used for sex, or you using him for sex, I would say. Number 5, you're short term. Number 6, you might be blamed for breaking up the family. Number 7, guilt can weigh really hard on your mind. Number 8, you're missing out on meeting a guy who's actually single. Number 9, he doesn't really care what's going on in your life. Girl, you just a side piece. And then number 10, if he wants to be with you, he would be. So he really doesn't.
Yeah, after listening to those, not that I wanted to be a side chick, but they don't sound as glamorous as people are making it out to be. Every one of those made me cringe. Like, talk about reality check.
All right, Janine, are you ready for the motivational moment?
Yes, ma'am.
And it says, ladies, don't you deserve more than to be the side chick? If he loves you, he will leave. Believing anything else is just silly. Put on your big girl panties, demand to be first in his life, or nothing at all. Trust me, if he won't man up, you will find another man who will. Until we meet again,
pray, work, slay,
and show off your melanated excellence.
Bye!
Oh, that's deep. Black Women Conversations is produced by Nicole Lee Plenty and Janine Brunson Johnson. Executive producer Ken Johnson. Get the Old XD Black Women Conversation podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify,